Hey guys, welcome back to Technologic. Today, we'll be taking a look at the MSI RadiX AX6600. This is a gaming router which supports Wi-Fi 6 and has lots of cool features. Is it worth the upgrade? Continue watching to find out. Let's go. Before we begin, huge thanks to MSI for sending me the AX6600 router and the AX1800 USB Wi-Fi adapter for me to review. This video is not sponsored and everything in this video is my own opinion on these products. The Wi-Fi network provided by my ISP is limited to 1 gigabit per second, so performance of the Wi-Fi may be a bit better on faster networks. Before we take a look at the router, let's unbox the AX1800 Wi-Fi 6 USB adapter first. Inside the box, we have the adapter itself, a cradle with an extension cable, and the paperwork. First, let's take a look at the specs of the router. It has a quad-core 1.8 GHz processor and 512 MB of DDR4 RAM. For reference, the Linksys EA8100, which I was using before this, had an 880 MHz dual-core chipset and 256 MB of RAM. That is more than double the processing power, which will definitely help with making the Wi-Fi more stable and fast. The AX6600 also has 6 antennas instead of just 4, which makes the Wi-Fi coverage quite a bit larger. Even when I was about 50 meters away from the router, my phone consistently had 2 to 3 bars of Wi-Fi, and I could even watch YouTube videos at 1080p. This router does not have mesh Wi-Fi support though, but it should be fine for bigger houses as well, with the excellent coverage. Next, let's see the available port selection on the AX6600. On the right, we have DC in, followed by a power on or off button. There is also a USB 3.0 port where you can set up your media servers for video streaming and so on. Moving on, there is a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet WAN port which I use to connect to my ISP's modem. There is also a 1 gigabit LAN port which can also be used as a WAN, and 3 other gigabit Ethernet ports. When I ran a speed test with Ethernet connected to one of these ports, I achieved near perfect speeds of over 900 megabits per second on download and upload. Next up, let's take a look at the Wi-Fi performance of the MSI AX6600. This router has 3 different bands of Wi-Fi with 2 5 GHz bands and a 2.4 GHz band. Both 5 GHz bands supports well over 1 gigabit speeds, with one of them even supporting 4804 megabits per second. The 2.4 GHz band only supports up to 573 megabits per second, but that is plenty for older or IoT devices to run on. I use my gaming laptop to test Wi-Fi speeds using speedtest.net. It does not have Wi-Fi 6 support though, and this is where the AX1800 comes in. This is a Wi-Fi USB adapter which does support Wi-Fi 6, and we will be comparing speeds with and without it. With just running it at Wi-Fi 5, I got speeds of about 450 megabits download and 360 megabits upload with a ping of just 6 milliseconds. With the Wi-Fi 6 adapter in place, I got much faster speeds of 630 megabits download and 510 megabits upload with just a ping of 5 milliseconds. Do note that this is a real world example where I have all my house devices connected to a network and using them at the same time. With this excellent performance, streaming videos at 4K, gaming, downloading and uploading files all take place effortlessly. But how does the router handle all this traffic efficiently? This is where MSI's AI QoS comes into play. QoS, or Quality of Service, is a network feature that prioritizes and manages traffic to ensure optimal performance for all the devices and applications. It allocates bandwidth and controls latency to maintain reliable service even during network congestion. Usually, the allocation is static and manual. However, with AI QoS, the MSI AX6600 is able to dynamically switch between these modes based on usage. I found this feature quite useful and effective. For example, my ping on Singapore Valorant servers were consistently at single digits without any spikes, while other devices on the Wi-Fi network are streaming YouTube videos without issues. Next, we have the MSI router web interface. This is where you can tweak all the settings of the router, and it is quite intuitive. Advanced settings include VPNs, firewalls, parental controls and more. And there are some gaming specific settings such as port forwarding. I tested this with my Minecraft server and it worked flawlessly with minimal latency. You can also set up a secure guest internet network too, which is nice. Last but not least, we have the design of the MSI AX6600. I love the grey colored finish on the entire router, and the antennas are not too distracting with RGB like some other gaming routers. The build quality is also great and feels very premium. There is also a massive heat pipe under the hood, so the quad-core CPU should stay cool even under heavy load. Overall, the MSI AX6600 is a powerful and efficient router with lots of cool gamer features. While it does not support the newer Wi-Fi standards like Wi-Fi 7 or 6E, this is more than enough if you have a gigabit or even 2.5 gigabit networks. My internet has become much more stable and reliable after switching to this router, and if your router needs an upgrade, the AX6600 is a good choice. Pricing for this router is always changing, and as of recording this video, it is quite expensive in Singapore at about 300 Singapore dollars, so it is definitely a premium tier router. But if you are based in the US, you can find it for just $119 on MSI's website. I will leave the links to buy it in the description below, and with that is the end of the video. Be sure to like, share and subscribe for more reviews like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!